Sa DZRJ 810 AM, H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. This program is brought to you by H-Rai Pro Incorporated. Mga usaping pang-edukasyon, iba't ibang bagay na karaniwang hindi napapansin, ngunit kailangan sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Education Radio. Tara na, makipagtalakayan at matuto kasama si Pia Morato. Education Radio. Sabados, 9:10 ng umaga. Dito lang sa DZRJ 810 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Education Radio, where we deal anything and everything about Philippine radio with our host, Miss Pia Morato.
Good morning, Manila. Good morning, Philippines. And good morning, world. Welcome to another episode of Education Radio here on DZRJ 810 AM, the voice of the Philippines. And once again, I have my very special guests and friends, my doctors as well, today.
Right.
And some people have been sending me emails, writing me about our doctors. So without further ado, I have Dr. Tony Mix and Dr. Vivian.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Welcome to the Mix
How are
Show.
you?
This is the Mix Show.
Yes.
Let's stir it up.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much for
A
having us
lot of
again.
people have been asking about, what they can do daily to really just take their health to the next level, right?
Absolutely.
I guess
Yeah.
everyone's very concerned nowadays, considering the stress, the tension. I'm proof. They know of the daily grind.
The daily grind.
And how it
man.
affects you and even your mind,
Yes.
Right.
right?
Yes.
So that's what
The
we'll
rat
be
race.
talking about
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
So, and how it's important to keep it in check.
Yeah.
I guess with a busy schedule, you'd both agree when we say sometimes we fail to keep these things in
Of course, yeah.
Mhm.
Like for
You're
instance,
right.
yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the daily grind, and we let the grinder grind us.
Everybody wants to be the first.
Yeah.
I need this. I want that.
Yeah, exactly. And
If you're a business owner, you let your business run you instead of you running the business.
right. And a lot of people have died just running a business
Yes, they get stressed out.
out to the max. Right.
To the point where stress, I think one of the biggest things nowadays that people look at stress, I can handle it, man. It's no problem. In fact, we're finding out that stress is like no joke, man. I mean, stress just absolutely pushes this this little thing called adrenaline in the body. And we're finding out that adrenaline is the hidden bad guy.
I didn't know that. So when you say oh my gosh, I felt my adrenaline rush, is there a connection to that? When you
Well, adrenaline will keep you alive, and adrenaline will also kill you.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's say, for instance, like sometimes you have these mothers that they see their children are getting hurt, and all of a sudden they get this super Wonder Woman, Superwoman
Or if
power.
there's a fire, you
Or
can
there's a
carry the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's that's
television.
yeah. It's the one time that you're like, oh my gosh, I need that adrenaline.
Yeah.
But then again, there's like, hey, there's no need no more, but you constantly gullet for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, you're priming your arteries full of adrenaline, and those guys cause a lot of inflammation.
Yeah.
And so nowadays, this is where you can take toxic anger or toxic environment or relationship, and where it can really manifest in the body. And then we deal with a thing called inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, inflammation has been known for many, many years, and people go, I think I can handle it, man.
Yeah.
And they
But
can't.
when they say inflammation, sometimes it doesn't even ring a bell
Right.
to people,
Mm-mm.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they can't see what's inside or what's inflamed,
Right.
right?
Right.
Inside. So the response is absent, I would say.
Yeah, they're a bit disconnected. They're like,
Right.
I don't see that. Is it kind of like achy joint?
Yeah.
Similar, yeah, okay. They can relate like, oh, I got inflammation in my joints. Okay. Now imagine that inflammation in your joints. Imagine that in your arteries.
Yeah.
That's
It's like a wire brush. Someone going down your arteries with a wire brush and scraping the walls of your arteries.
Yeah.
And of course, I need to say this: when people are angry or
Yeah.
they're sad, they will eat like, I will eat this
Yeah,
for
so
comfort
emotional
food. You know,
eating.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
happens to me.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
Who doesn't, right?
Being honest.
You know, who doesn't, man? I mean, there's like, I don't know, there's comfort food. Some people like bulalo. That's comfort food.
Yeah.
So,
Totally
yeah.
functional comfort food.
Mhm, mhm.
You know,
So
not-
emotions really are, you really need to really check out,
Right.
That-
So there's that connection between your emotions and I guess your
Health, yeah.
health.
Mm-mm.
Right.
That's true.
Are people? Do you think people are realizing this now more and more?
Well, in our experience in the clinic, like breast cancer,
okay.
98%, I should say, of our breast cancer. We interview them. What's their lifestyle before? How did they come up to this? And then they said, "Oh, I eat good. I live in the province. There's no
Yeah.
pollution. I'm happy with my kids."
Mhm.
And then when you ask about the husband, they will say, "Oh no." So that's the one. The breast cancer always has a connection with unforgiveness with the husband.
Oh my, yeah, okay, and people I guess don't. Oh, as women, if we're talking about
Yeah, if I say, if I
don't mind looking.
You know, and that's absolutely right, because I mean there are some people out there who go, well, there's no science to what you're saying. Well, there's one thing's for sure: a toxic environment. We're not talking about chemicals, anything, the chemical in your body or that particular item called adrenaline. If you're constantly like that every day, day in, day out, something's gonna give.
Yeah.
Right? If you're supposed to surrender that stuff.
Mhm.
Surrender it to the maker. We're not designed to take that.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not designed to handle that. Yeah, we can handle it for a time being, but we're not. It just physically we're not.
Right.
I mean, you can tell. I mean,
People kasi they look happiness. They look for happiness to other people or to their
Yeah.
partners, which is really not good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to find it within yourself, and
Yeah.
of course your relationship.
Yeah, with the Lord. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true. I
Yes.
have to admit. Hey, good morning from some of our listeners.
Yes.
I'm greeting you.
awesome.
Good
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning. Hi, babes. Fernandez
Yeah.
Doro. Good morning too to you. Thanks, guys, for listening. I hope you're
Yes.
enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. There's that connection between your feelings, your health,
Yeah.
and yeah, your body's gonna give, right?
It's
Yeah.
gonna give.
I agree.
You don't feed it right. I mean, we can go really technical. We can start talking about water, minerals.
Yeah.
I mean, just go on all the way down the line. But if you just deal with the basic one, it's called toxic relationship.
Right. Can I ask a question? Like
Fire
now
away.
I'm going back in my grade school days where, I really didn't enjoy the topic of like the food chart and all that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like for example, okay, you're taught, okay, what you have to eat every day. They show 2 eggs,
Yeah, okay.
1
Uh-huh.
fish, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh, here we go again with the food chart and the thing is, I guess eventually when I became a teacher and now especially meeting you guys, you kind of find the relevance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the missing link is like, why eat eggs? Okay,
Right.
what do eggs do for you?
Correct.
Why is it good for you?
Right.
And a certain amount of eggs is good for you, right? That's kind of not explained,
Yeah.
right? But these are natural food.
Yes. Yes.
And we find it everywhere, and we're rich in these kinds of
Absolutely.
food.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, sometimes I feel sad or depressed. But when I go or I go back, what did I do? What did I do the whole day or yesterday? I always check that. Oh my God, I eat a lot of junk food.
Okay.
Yeah, that one will also have a connection with what you're feeling, with what you're eating, especially
Right.
if it's junk food.
Yeah, because do kids respond to that when you say stop eating junk? But junk's so good,
This is the
Taste
thing.
so good.
right?
It's like the mother that tells her son, don't smoke, but yet she's puffing away on cigarette, right? Right? Well, we want you to stop smoking. Someday it's going to kill you.
That's true.
The son looks at the mom and goes, Mom, how long you been smoking?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, yeah, the question is like, well, Doc, do you guys eat junk food? I would be lying. But you know what? There's a way to balance it. And the
Yeah.
key word here is balance,
Yes.
right? I mean, we got athletes that are falling down on the playing field dead on the spot, right?
Yeah.
And they're finding out that these guys are lacking in minerals.
Yeah.
They've sweated out all the minerals out of the body. You know, when you sweat, it's a big mineral soup that you sweated out. And you got to replace that. Yeah, some athletes will go and they'll promote a certain, electrolyte replacement, a certain sport drink. I promote coconut. Straight out to the point. Straight Buko water.
Right.
And if you're an athlete, man, find fresh Buko down the street corner and drink as much as you can.
Okay, so how many minerals are we talking the buko have?
So here we go. So like here's this the tree of life. This is the tree of life that everybody get picturing the tree of life in the Garden of Eden is this apple, right? I haven't found anything in the Bible yet that picture an apple, but I do know I have an idea here in the Pacific Islands. It's the coconut. And there's so much science behind that one particular tree. It's unbelievable. So if you're gonna say take a buko, one buko has over 36 minerals in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
One
Just
buko,
one.
just one.
Okay.
And the meat is a complete protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that tree is it's complete. We had a friend of Koreans, right? We had
Yeah,
some Koreans
yeah.
that visited us and stayed with us for a while, and they'd been on this isolated island. How long were they? About 30 days?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh my.
3
That's long.
weeks, man, and they ate coconuts. And they're
coconut
actually
and
from
yam.
they're actually from a TV station, right, in Korea.
They're having this documentary.
Documentary on coconut, and their stories were unbelievable. First, they kind of freaked the first 2-3 days. They're not gonna make it. This is not like
This is
man
not like
versus wild. Yeah,
Survivor.
this is not Survive. This is like for real. They're like
Yeah.
they're with these people on that, and this is their main food. And
6 p.m. they're already in bed, right?
6 p.m. they're out. They're like, there's no reason because the lights are out. There's no lights.
Don't
The
worry.
sun's gone. So
What will they do?
yeah, so they ate fish and they ate coconuts. They drank
Yam.
buko water and yam
And
Bananas.
and bananas. So the woman was struggling with weight right before.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
She was
can't
so
lose
amazed.
that.
She couldn't forever.
Like say 20 pounds.
You couldn't lose. She lost it in 3 weeks. Not by
3
force.
weeks she lost.
Her metabolism kicked in, and so what happens when you start taking these minerals? Your metabolism starts to kick the overdrive, and that's the key thing. How do I make my metabolism work?
yeah.
And we're looking at minerals. Vitamins cannot. Let me be the first one to say it, and I'll say it here, and the world, hope you're listening. Vitamins cannot work without minerals.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
come- go
That's
together.
true. Yes.
You gotta have the minerals in order to make the vitamin work. It's just plain and simple. You can have all the vitamin you want in the world. Without it, it's the electricity. You can have the light bulb, which is vitamins, but without the electricity, it's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why some people call it, expensive urine. So if you go back to the minerals, we're talking about, over 36 minerals. Your body has over 76 minerals,
Wow.
right? And one buko comes out almost half or more than half
So if
already.
you take 2 or
You-
3,
Well, then you're good
Complete.
to go. Yeah, you're good to go.
okay.
For instance, like magnesium. Magnesium basically contracts the heart, right? Potassium lets go of a muscle. We're talking about muscle. One contracts, one releases. Then there's calcium. Calcium is more an absorption of nutrients in your intestine. When we're done, when we're done as you ladies later on, your bones finally fuse a few years later than
Yeah.
us. But us guys around after 19, we're like, we're done with bones.
Really?
We're done. We're done.
Did you say after 19?
Yeah, we're good to go. We're done. For men, we're done.
Okay.
All right? We don't really need that much so-called calcium, but we need it for absorption of nutrition inside our intestine. And we need that.
Right.
Yeah, and even for you ladies. So calcium is a mineral.
Right.
I mean, we could go far in that one,
Do you think that Filipinos lack a lot of these things, our minerals? Are we really not our bodies? Do you think that from what you see, we're lacking in all these, not supplements, but
Right.
these daily needs?
Yeah, because a lot of people now they eat a lot. They eat cooked food
Yeah.
the whole day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all
Right.
cooked food.
I noticed that
Yeah.
too. Fast food.
Yeah, they don't even eat like fruits.
Yeah.
Fruits is like for them is like expensive,
Oh.
but fruits or raw food like let's say salads,
Right.
it should be part of their daily diet.
I know-
Because cooked food,
yeah. When we're
Really?
talking about salads, I want to make sure we're talking about, like, some people think it's just lettuce.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say too. We're not talking about being vegetarian.
No.
Wag,
No,
wag.
okay, wag.
No.
Wag.
Kaya yan.
Wag. Wag. You can have, if you want to have your snake, go for it. You want to have that, no problem. But you're going to need some fiber.
Yeah.
You're going to need, fiber is really good for your stomach because it helps you absorb your nutrients.
Right.
Right? So let's say you're diabetic and you need fiber basically to slow down the absorption of glucose. Instead of you getting a glucose hit, it helps you absorb that glucose well into your bloodstream. So fiber is good for a diabetic person.
Yeah.
Right? So when we go back to the salad, there is Filipino salad.
Yeah. Ampalaya, singkamas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
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 We're not talking about you want to get something like in the U.S. like from Olive Garden.
Okay.
Cherry tomatoes and pepinos
Yeah,
and lettuce and red and no.
Talk about like what you see in the market. Like you're
Yeah,
saying.
saluyot.
Our
I do
version.
that.
Yeah.
Ampalaya.
Oh, saluyot. I'm really surprised at how many people don't know what saluyot
Kamote.
is.
Saluyot is really healthy for you. I
Oh.
heard.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
My mom told me.
Hey, there's a whole bunch on Etsa. Drive on Etsa. There's a plenty. there's a lot of saluyot on Etsa.
Can I just pick the government will run after? Right, okay, saluyot's good. What's the one that looks like saluyot but this I forget, but that's good too.
Kangkong.
Oh, kangkong. Yeah,
Kamote tops.
yeah.
But there's the issue with
That's our
kangkong.
version.
Yeah, there's the issue with kangkong. And they're saying you need to be careful with kangkong because kangkong is actually a good filter in the water where they live, right? So it is kind of important that you realize where the kangkong is living if it's a dirty water because they do filter the water.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to be a bit mindful on that. Like, all right, that's a ditch. There's a lot of kangkong in there. Like, dude, maybe not a good idea to eat that.
Okay.
Yeah. You might want to look at the environment it's grown in.
So what you're saying is we need to balance, and the
Yeah.
body feels that. And when the body is not balanced with, let's say, the vegetables and that should match all the protein that you're also putting into your body, then you start having these toxins, and these toxins are just not in your body but also in your emotions.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if you go get some ice cream, right? There are
Makes
some.
me happy.
There's some. Well, yes. Let's talk about this one because everybody ice cream will definitely kill you. Statistically, right now, what we have is we're going to hit 75 and then we're going to kick the bucket. That's pretty much what they're all the signs saying. Hey, let's 75, gone. Right? So, and then there are people who are making it like certain people that are making it to 97, 100. Like my grandparents, they're up in their 90s. They're defying science, right?
Yeah.
And if you
You
look-
wonder, like, how? What are they doing? They
Right.
must be doing something right.
Right, and then you get to find out they're not stressed. If you could just look at all of them and ask them, what are you doing?
Well,
that-
they're stressed, but maybe they know how to laugh.
Yeah.
and-
well, they know how to turn it on and turn it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
They know how to disconnect.
yeah,
Right.
that's true.
They have people that they can go speak with.
Right.
I always tell we always tell our patients that when you're mad or you're angry or you're in a hurry, don't eat like cooked food. You eat raw food.
Okay.
So, because when you eat cooked food and you're stressed and you're mad, you give this it's heavy for your digestive system.
And then you feel worse.
Yeah,
You feel happy at one in a moment
yeah.
while you're eating,
Right.
but then later on,
The body just overwork the
Yeah.
digestive system.
Yeah.
So the best is you eat raw food when you're angry,
okay. What do you mean by raw food?
like fruits.
Okay.
Fruits, yeah.
Because
We're not saying
I
raw.
wonder, like raw food. They're like, oh my gosh, I need
The
pizza.
goat. Well, if you want to go get a nice sushi roll with some rice in it, that's fine. That's seaweed.
Yeah.
Yeah, your thyroid needs that diet, and so no problem. That's a mineral.
Right.
You live on that. But you mentioned a while ago, like when your body and sugar. So let's get this straight. I think everybody in school at one point learned about the word DNA,
Yeah.
right? So DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. So dioxy is basically means 5, right? Well, sugar usually comes in 5 parts of it. So when you say dioxy, they take away one of those. So it becomes a pair.
Yeah.
But we are sugar. That's what we are. Literally, we're sugar. So you
Our
cannot.
body is sugar?
We basically, our DNA is sugar.
Oh my God.
So we cannot go and hammer sugar here, but what we need to discuss here is how to process that sugar. Plants have sugar. If
Fruits have sugar.
Of course, fruits got sugar. They got fructose. That's natural fructose. So we need to be very clear in understanding that sugar is not the bad thing here. Let's not knock down on sugar. Maybe what type of sugar we be talking about, what kind of sweetener. That's what we need to be talking about in particular. And we'll find time for that. But we need sugar. So we need to make sure that we understand that it's our inability to process sugar for our energy.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, it's a balance, right? So when people say, "Oh no, avoid sugar,"
well,
I don't know, like what? Sugar is life. Also,
it is your
also,
DNA.
There you go, right? There you go.
Your DNA
Some
sugar.
people say bacon is life. Also,
You know what? There's nothing wrong with bacon.
okay, there.
There's nothing wrong with bacon. There's nothing wrong with eggs.
Yeah,
Unless if your eggs got salmonella, that's a problem.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with cholesterol. Yeah, I just said it. Yes, cholesterol is good for you.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. Ever. There was never a problem.
So how did we get here? Like how did we get to suddenly people are even more stressed because they feel like there's so many things that are bawal. You know what's bawal?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
not allowed. And then watch out for so many things at the same time.
That's
And
just
you're
stress you
rolling
out.
your eyes, but it's true.
Yeah, it's stressing you out. You're like completely like, oh my God, so what do I eat?
Yeah.
What do I eat, right? We have people that go, we told them, it's not a good idea to be eating that particular type of hot dog. Maybe you can make your own. Like we grew up making our own,
Okay.
right? So I mean, I'm not saying hot dog
Let's
is
talk
bad.
about that so we have a business.
Yeah.
We'll call it Mix Hot Dog.
Good.
But before we do, we'll just pause for a short break. We'll be right back here on Education Radio. Stay tuned.
Ito ang DZRJ 810 AM H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Makibahagi sa bawat talakayan. Ihayag ang inyong reaksyon sa mga programa ng H-Rai Media sa aming mga social media accounts. H-Rai Media-TV sa Facebook, H-Rai Media DZRJ 810 sa Twitter, at H-Rai Media sa Instagram. Makiisa sa bawat programa ng H-Rai Media sa social media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
Gusto mo ba ng kakaibang healthy white glow? Yan ang power ng vitamin E sa skin. From Myra Vita White Facial Wash. May natural plant extracts and vitamin E beads that gently burst for that healthy white glow in just 1 week. Fresh! Mag-Myra Vita White Facial Wash. Yan ang alagang holistic.
Trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
Deliver. Stand out and be the best with 8-Try Media Pro Incorporated. Your way to infinite possibilities.
This program is brought to you by 8 Pro Incorporated. Education Radio, where we deal anything and everything about Philippine radio with our host, Miss Pia Morato.
Good morning. Good morning. And we're back here on Education
Welcome
with
to the
Dr. Mixes.
Mix Show.
The Mix Show. Good morning again. So, before we went on break, we're talking about like how everything is bawal for you.
Right.
Okay? And I noticed this. When you tell especially old people bawal this, bawal that.
They're older than you. Right? You're a doctor, right? You're 55 years old and you're telling the guy is 90 years old. It's bowel. He goes, looks at you, go, okay, buddy, let's see if you can make it to 90.
Right.
Yeah, and don't you hear the stories lahat na lang bawal? Bawal asin. Bawal salt, bawal. Ganyan, bawal or whatever.
Bawal.
Everything is bawal.
Less fat, less salt.
Right? And then on the other hand, or on the other side of this, you have all these, you hear stories, and most recently it also came out in the papers of really fit people, athletic, triathletes, and suddenly just
Collapse.
pass out,
Done.
collapse,
Yeah.
die in the
Yeah.
middle of a triathlon.
Yes.
Right? So
Right.
you're confused sometimes, like, oh, do I go this way?
Yeah, do I want to look? Do I want to look good? You know, some people said, you know what? I want to look good and die looking good. I don't think so, dude. You know, if you have family, you have children, man, that's like totally wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely selfish.
Yeah.
You know, like you just said a while ago, like there's fit people dying on the field.
Yeah.
Well, what we're looking at here is one big mineral soup that's just been sweated out.
Yeah.
And they don't replace it
That's right.
fast enough. And so then they start looking to other products like, oh, you know, we'll get this electrolyte replacement. It's really simple. You eat salt. It's plain and simple.
Yeah.
Put salt in your food.
Mm-hmm.
You can't function without salt. These low salt diets, you know, the amazing thing is, do not go below 2 teaspoons of salt a day in your meals. Bottom line.
Yeah.
2 teaspoons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a day. Do not even go below that
Below.
because you can get hypertension. Yes. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, you can get hypertension for that. Yeah.
Wow.
And you will be very weak if you're lacking
Super.
salt.
Okay.
You know, you just your mental faculties are
Joints
just
will
not
be
there.
hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need salt, but
We need to put an amount here.
please.
Well, here's the thing, but this is natural.
I'm saying this
But this is natural, yeah. Oh.
yeah. It
Just
is?
by the natural one.
Okay,
Yeah.
the natural
But
beauty.
these, you know, it's the best salt that rises to the top. That's how you guys get it, right?
Yeah.
You scoop it off the top of the stuff,
Yeah.
and you put it, and it's okay. The question here is how much?
How much? Yeah.
Because they said that patis is a little bit more saltier than regular salt.
So
right?
good.
It's sarap.
Sausawan mo.
Yeah. Ooh.
So let's not knock that because there are people that are over 90 years old, and there's some people say, well, you know, those people that are old, they don't have the daily grind like we do. Contrary to popular belief, actually they had it harder than us. We don't have this instant microwave society lifestyle now. You know, you're at the microwave for 20 seconds, like let's go. Back then, they had to go get firewood and cook their meals.
I mean, so much. It's so hard. You know, you
Yeah.
see all these commercials wherein you have people. They're just depicting the difficulty of work life in the Philippines.
Right.
Where they keep on waking up earlier and earlier just to get to work on time.
Yeah.
So how do we prepare? How do people prepare their food?
Instant food.
They'll
Instant
grab
sickness.
the first thing
Yeah.
they see,
That's true.
right? So and then of course you do that every day. Multiply it by how many days?
Right.
Eventually your body will conk out at
yeah.
some point.
Right. Like a while ago, you were talking about the food pyramid, right? Well, let me just say this. The food pyramid's kind of going away. We have a plate now. It's called a plate.
Okay.
So you don't...
It should have been the plate.
It's really called the plate. It's no longer the pyramid. So, you know, they've kind of portioned it out. You know, there should be more protein here, more carbs. So let's back it up a little bit and let's discuss, what is what in the human body really fast. So your body's 75% water,
Yeah.
20% of the macronutrients. We're talking about fat, carbohydrate, protein. And then the other 5 is what I call worms, or basically good and bad bacteria. That 5%, there needs to be a 10-to-1 ratio. 10 good bacteria, 1 bad one. It needs to be that way. That's when we start talking about this this thing that everybody's talking about, like, oh, you're very acidic, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, we're talking about the acidity of blood. We're not talking about stomach. The stomach is really designed to be acid.
Uh-huh.
The manufacturer created it that way. It needs to break down your food, right? So if we go back to people saying you're very acidic, we're talking more toward their, oh, you're more prone to cancer because your blood is it's not alkaline.
Yeah.
All right, so we're digging up a big hole here. We're talking about alkalinity, right? So it's plain and simple. Your blood it's 7.35 alkaline. That's it. Don't play with the alkalinity of the blood. You know, some people want to crank it up to 9, 10. You know, the more alkaline, you know, the less you're prone to being cancers. Keep the blood at 7.35. You'll be fine. Just don't play with it. Leave it at that. So people want to eat more food that are alkaline. You know, one of the easiest ways to make alkaline water is just take lemon, drop it in water, squeeze in the water. You have alkaline water.
That's what I do every day.
That's
Simple.
true.
Lemon water.
Yeah, I mean, don't waste your time going out to buy an alkaline water station or buying these brand
Because people
machines.
panic. Oh, okay, we'll just put this, have this type of machine. And
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so expensive.
It's so expensive.
Go do what they do at the resorts. Get a glass of water, ask for a slice of lemon, drop it in there, you got alkaline water.
Yeah,
Class A, man.
right.
Calamansi will even do it. Even the leaves, even the young leaves of the lemon or the calamansi tree will do it.
No,
No
there's
problem.
fruits. A lot of fruits are alkaline, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Really? Like
Yes.
what?
Mangoes are
Mangoes are
alkaline,
cool.
papaya. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's eat more of that. Mangoes,
Mm-mm.
papayas.
You-
And we have so much of those here in the Philippines.
And what
Yeah.
we should eat always is the fruit in season.
Always.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you said that once.
Yeah.
Fruits in season.
Mm.
Okay, so every time it's in season, that's what you look
Yes.
for.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you go for.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so now that we'll go back to what Dr. Vivian was also saying, that okay, lacking of minerals and all these things,
Uh-huh.
and people conking out in the middle of a triathlon,
Yeah.
just passing
It's
out.
minerals.
It's minerals.
It's minerals.
Minerals, yeah.
You're washed out the minerals out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's really happening. And of course there's
Even kids, like even the, young like athletes, just suddenly I've heard of those stories. Like they're playing baseball and suddenly they just die,
I grew up playing
and they think it's heat stroke.
possibly
Could be heat stroke.
Could
but
be.
Hydration, but minerals talaga.
it's basically minerals. It could be heat stroke, but most of the time, I mean, the signs are already there that the kid is like really dehydrated. You know, it could be a little bit, he's out of his mind. The parents should notice that. I mean, I grew up playing baseball. We were
Yeah.
told like don't eat chicken before baseball games, and we
Really?
thought, yeah, and I thought like, oh, chickens are bad, man. Chickens, you're a chicken. You're a baseball player. You shouldn't eat chicken. You should eat something really strong. And what they were trying to tell us was, it's processing of that protein before the game.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into just digesting your food. It's going to make you feel sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
So we would talk about more like what Doctor is talking about. We're talking about like good fruits, like right before the game. You need something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a heavy, like, let's have a chicken burrito before
Oh,
the
no.
game, man. I
Can
don't
they have
care.
it after the game?
Absolutely, for recovery. For recovery. For the key things, like say for athletes, right? Right after the game, you got about 30 minutes to 45 minutes after your workout or exercise or game to get the recovery food in there. You need to get it into the system. You need it for recovery. Right after you finish that strenuous activity. Of course, get some electrolytes back in.
It's good that we're talking about these things, especially for our soldiers in Marawi.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to say hi to my caps in
Yeah, right.
AFP,
That's
General
right.
Buan and Captain Nero. Thank you so much for
That's
having
right.
this reservist.
That's right.
Yes.
And this is a good topic for them too because they may not be noticing it. I'd like to also say hi to Rosalie Casmo. Good morning. Good morning also to
Yes, thank you for having us. Yes.
Tony. Edna Balagtas Davidson. Good morning. Good morning, Angelica Portuguese. And Raj. Magandang umaga din sa inyo. And of course, they're saying hello also to you.
Hello.
Tony and Dr.
Hi.
Vivian, and very super informative. Thanks so much. So yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
seeing that
Thank you for listening in.
Thank you.
For
Yeah.
soldiers in Marawi.
Hey, for the soldiers out there in Marawi, man, as much as you can, as much as possible, get as much coconut as possible.
Right.
It's actually, I mean, you're in coconut country. I would be sucking it down.
Okay. Chug it.
Chug it.
Yeah.
Bring it to the tent, leave it next to the tent, open it up, get up in the morning, crack one open, drink it, hydrate
I'm
yourself.
gonna like tell all our friends, right, in
Absolutely.
Davao and all of these
Yeah.
areas, like, let's send them coconut water.
Yeah. Better if it's
Or
just
get
still
it
in.
there.
Yeah, if it's
Give it to them
yeah, absolutely. If it's still in the nut, the better.
The better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys don't understand how blessed you guys are in the Philippines, because one book is what? How much?
25.
25, depending on what street you get it. Let's say 25 or 30. In America, it's like $5 to $10
That's a
in the nut.
Yeah.
In the nut.
And not.
Yeah, 'cause-
And it's not even fresh.
You know, it's funny we're talking about, Guam has been on the news lately, right?
Yeah,
You know, in
yeah,
Guam,
yeah.
if you go to Guam and you get a coconut and you're going to take it and take a picture with it, it's $8.
Can you imagine that?
$8. Yeah. But
It's
people
$8.
buy it.
People buy it.
Friend buy
Because
it.
they
Yeah.
know. They
Yes.
know, right?
Yeah.
They're just sipping it slowly and say,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
nourish me.
But they feel good because they're getting minerals in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're getting minerals like potassium, magnesium, phosphorus. They're all
Yeah.
getting in the body. There's
Right.
calcium in it. Believe it or not, there's more calcium inside a juiced celery than a glass of milk.
Yeah.
Right.
You use the celery. You know what my favorite with
Yeah.
celery? You put peanut butter.
Wow.
In the celery.
I never
Oh,
tried.
it's so good.
Okay, we have to try that. Peanut butter with
Yeah.
celery.
In the
Get a stock of
celery
peanut
sauce.
butter.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how now? Okay, even for I'm always remembering too, like our soldiers in Marawi again. Okay, Raj, thank you. Yes, you're right. We are very blessed. It's true.
Yes.
How do we also help them? It's a toxic job,
Yeah.
to be there and then get the right amount of food. And we're talking, how do we also help the people understand that there's certain things they need to let out? Well, I sound like you, Doc, like, out. How do we get it out? Get good food in
Mhm.
and let those feelings go. Get it out.
Like for I'll tell the guys
There's
down
a
in
relationship,
Yeah.
guys. We all know this.
Like in the US, I see how they appreciate their soldiers.
Yeah.
Maybe if we appreciate them, they will feel that, importance also that, oh, we really did good,
Right.
So we appreciate them. Sometimes those soldiers have free food in a restaurant or, somebody will pay for their food,
Yeah.
I want to see that in the Philippines.
Yeah,
that-
show them some appreciation, give up a seat on a plane or something, or
Didn't an airline recently do that? I don't know if it
Yeah.
was Cebu Pacific or something.
right. These guys give up their lives so that you and I can sit here and talk on this radio.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I believe it's an all volunteer.
Mhm.
They volunteer to be there. Nobody forced
Yeah,
them.
'cause the pay is not that high, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And it's not really about the pay, it's the love of their country.
Right.
Mm-mm.
They're dedicated men and women.
Yeah.
So let's turn around and give them some appreciation. Show it, act it out. Faith is an act. So where's your faith? You see a soldier serving your country. The guy, nobody forced him. He went there. He has family.
Yeah.
So if I was to tell the guys in Marawi, fight on, man. Stay healthy. Keep focused. You're not doing this just as a personal thing.
Not in
This
vain.
is
It will be rewarded.
this is for your country.
Mhm.
You love your country. That's why you're doing this.
And what about for the parents? For the for the parents, for the professionals going to work, what can they do to make sure they get the good stuff in? It's very important. Everyone's like, okay, we're making our own hot dogs, but that's a different show.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna have a good one on that one.
We're making our own hot dogs, but the thing is, how do we also help our listeners, their parents, the young people to understand eating healthy is not about just eating veggies.
Right.
That's
Okay.
true.
Honestly,
Yes.
I will honestly tell you, and this is not an attack on anybody who's a vegetarian or anything, but vegetarianism is not the only way. And I always say this, right? If I may, when God was looking for Adam and Eve, he says, "Where are you guys?" Right? And they said, "Well, we're here. We're kind of hiding." And God said, "Why?" So fast forward that a little bit. The next scene here is they got skins of animals for clothing, right? What happened to the animal? They ate the animal. They ate the meat. Let's not knock down on meat here. Like just the other night, we had a guy that wants to be a vegetarian because, it's, what did he say? Animals are living beings.
I'm pro-life.
Pro-life. And I said, you realize that plants are also pro-life. Without the plants, we won't have oxygen. Boy, did he think about that one twice. So realize you killed that you killed that lettuce, you killed that tree, you killed that, you're killing oxygen, dude. So come on, man.
For the professionals and with moms right there, just eat or go to the natural way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay away from, already prepared
Processed.
food, fast food, canned foods,
Yeah.
Stay away. I mean, lessen.
And it has an
lessen.
effect. You're saying it has an effect on your body and your emotions.
Yes, that's true.
And we don't really...
You don't realize
We
it.
don't realize.
People doesn't know it, but it's sometimes like when you're sad. Why I'm sad? You eat something.
It's something
Yes.
that we
Yeah.
ate.
So to go back to what you said, so what can we do to help out these working moms and dads? Start with water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got water accessible. So the rule of thumb is just drink 1 glass of water for every hour that your eyeballs are open. It's that simple.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
1 glass of water. At the end of the day, you realize you drank about 15 glasses of water.
Okay.
And you didn't even notice it. But your body's well hydrated. You
Right.
gotta get hydrated.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not talking about guys that go out and hit the pubs and like, hey man, we need to hydrate, we need the beer, man. That's a different hydration, right? We need to get water in.
Yeah.
You need to get that first. Then start looking at fresh food. When we say fresh food, fresh fish, fresh vegetables, don't overcook your veggies. Just cook them quickly, disinfect them, and eat them.
Can you say something about butter?
Absolutely. There's
Please.
nothing wrong with butter.
Butter is good.
By the way,
It's life.
butter is life. Yeah. Listen, you leave the butter on your table. Guys, don't put them in the ref. The butter can stay out for about 14 days, no problem. All right? So mothers, dads, aunt, nieces, sisters, brothers, it's okay to leave the butter on the table. When you need it, you can scoop it and use it instead of waiting to defrost from the refrigerator. It's hard to kind of spread frozen butter, right?
Yeah.
Gotta wait, about 30 minutes?
Right.
It's already gone, sayang. So you've kind of like, well, I was gonna eat butter, but I gotta go. 30 minutes is a long time. Leave the butter on the table, accessible, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So butter is okay,
Okay.
right? There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with
with-
it. But you also need to go walk.
Yeah.
People say somebody asked me one time, Doc, what's the best exercise? I said, well, what did the boss do? What did the maker? What did he do for exercise? And the Bible's very clear. It says they walked all day.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying walk all day, but walk. Just go for a walk. And you'll diffuse all your problems. Most likely, they'll be gone by the end of your walk. You'll feel good. Here in the Philippines, we got malls.
To walk in.
The walk-in, aircon malls.
It would be sad if you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Nobody said to spend the money. Just go walk.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in the mall and
Yeah.
buy butter.
Why not? Just go walk.
Right. It's so simple, actually.
It is.
We kind of tend to make it complicated, but it's really simple. And then we have to look back into the days of our grandparents where we're still wondering why they're still so alive.
They eat a lot of fermented food, by the way.
They do.
The old timers ate a lot of fermented food.
Yeah, for
Look at the people that survived during the war. The guys in their 90s. That was some hard time, and you find out they fermented a lot of their food.
Yeah.
That's gut bacteria. That's good bacteria.
Okay.
And they're really healthy. So some people go, oh, that's really good. It's fermented, stinky.
Okay, what's fermented food like in Philippine society? Like puro?
Achara.
Achara. Yan,
oo,
achara.
oo.
Pwede sa mga sundalo yan, to our soldiers.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yan,
That's
achara. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I said buro, buro.
Yeah, buro. Pwede. Oo.
Burong mangga?
Pwede.
Pwede
yes,
din.
oo.
That's
Bro, is that dog or donkey?
no.
In Spanish, man.
No, we'll make burong mix. Yeah. So yeah, fermented food.
Fermented food is very critical for the body. You need that. It's one of the best ways to get good gut
Good
bacteria.
bacteria.
Kimchi. You know, people said,
Yeah, kimchi.
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
yeah. So somebody said, "Hey, man, you're pro North Korea, man. You're talking about kimchi." I said, "No, man. I just used the word. I'm not saying hot, man. You don't have to make the kimchi hot. I just fermented it. Sauerkraut. You know, sauerkraut. Just that's basically cabbage. You know,
Yeah.
ferment it. Just get get it fermented and get in your gut.
Okay, and back to before we end the show, back to eggs.
Okay.
Okay, what is it about eggs that are so good for you? They said it was really bad for you
Yeah.
at one point, but it's really so good for you.
Right.
And it's the easiest thing to make it, boy.
Yes, oh yes.
7 minutes. Is it 7.5 or 7
Okay,
minutes?
eggs is number one anti-aging. If you want to look young, eat eggs.
Eat eggs.
Yeah.
That's why I eat eggs.
Yes.
Like 2 or 3 eggs, because you said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just eat one. Maybe you said 3. I said,
Yes.
okay, let's move it up.
You know, if you don't even have time to cook it, get hot rice, crack it over that hot
Oh,
rice, and you're
yes.
done.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Put a little bit of
That's
salt
so
on it.
good.
You're good
Now
to
I
go.
want to eat that.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You're done. So you want a fast food rice. Open it, crack it over it, put some salt on it. You want to get fancy, put a couple of green onions or whatever.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, guys.
That is
Those
so-
who are always in a rush can do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant fast food.
Yeah.
Healthiest that I can imagine. Now, back to the issue of eggs. What's the issue with eggs, right? Listen, the big issue here was cholesterol. Cholesterol is really anti-inflammatory. That's in the body. He's the one putting out all the inflammation.
Right.
And so people blame it on the cholesterol. They go and they get examined and go, yep, there's the culprit, the cholesterol. We're starting to get plaques on the walls here. The corridors are narrowing. But that's not it. It's something else that's actually making that problem. We call that getting angry. We call that adrenaline constantly. So we need to go back to the root. Don't blame it on the healthy food.
Yeah.
You know, the cholesterol is actually healthy. We produce 80% cholesterol. Comes from us. And the amazing thing is that the liver is the one that produces that.
Okay.
So the liver realized, hey, there's dietary cholesterol coming in. It's coming from the egg. Let's stop producing.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you start getting medicated and you start so much on drugs, you hamper that particular organ. In a nutshell, basically.
Yeah.
It's just not naturally doing what it's supposed to do no more.
Right.
Right. So I think what everybody don't understand is we produce a lot of cholesterol.
Right.
And we have to. We need cholesterol for good skin, vision,
Right.
you name it.
Yeah.
That's why you look young when you take on eggs, because there's cholesterol in there, good skin.
That's
Right.
And in
true.
the Philippines, it's the best.
Yeah. So, and that's good for you. You get a lot of minerals
Yeah.
from it. It's good for your liver.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I think that's an organ we really have to take care of.
Without that, you're done.
You're
Yeah.
You only got one.
yeah.
Mm.
Right.
And by the way, the liver, if there was 10% left functioning and give it a chance to detox it, it'll actually cleanse itself.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it has a way of.
it does.
Regeneration.
The maker, the creator, God made it like that. You gotta give it a chance to regenerate.
Yeah.
And the key word is give it a chance.
So
Yeah.
for those who are saying hello,
Yeah.
thanks so much for listening to the
Yeah.
show and saying that it's really super informative. Thanks, guys. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
glad you appreciate this show. It's really for you. It's for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, so we really want to be healthy without so much expense. You know.
That's true.
Oh God, right?
One egg is 5 pesos.
Yeah.
How much is the rice? 10?
10 pesos. So
15
15 pesos na yan sa mga nanay, yung mga mommies,
Oo.
mag-budget ng food.
How much is salt?
15 pesos.
Oo.
That's a lot pa nga. I think maybe it'd be, 15 pesos.
Is that
And
too?
sprinkle with
Salt.
salt, which is also good for you.
Not even that. Go outside and get some oregano. There's oregano naturally growing here.
Well, it's good if you put pa butter the rice in the rice.
Okay. So the butter, the egg, and
Oh, it's done.
You know, I want to make sure that, man, this is the country of rice. And people knock on rice, man. That rice is.
why do they do that?
Yeah, because we.
Can we eat white rice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Carbs? I was like so carb free for longest time, but we need it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you gonna get
Much
gas?
of it,
You know, where are you gonna get your gasoline from?
Yeah.
When you say carbohydrate, where are you gonna get it
Energy.
from? You need that. The problem is, like I said in the beginning, it's the inability to process
Yeah,
the sugar.
that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So here's one last mineral. I'm gonna say it. You ready?
Go for
You want to take care of diabetes?
Go for it.
It's called chromium.
Chromium.
Okay, what does that do?
That's a trace element. It's a mineral.
A lot
You
of
know,
diabetic
I'll-
people
I'll-
are lacking chromium.
Chromium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chromium, without getting too technical, has to be present at the cellular level in order for glucose to be accessible to be used.
Yeah.
So the next question is, where can I get it, right?
Yeah. Where?
I'll say the name, one. I'll just say one. And the next show we'll discuss it, and you'll be mind-boggling.
Next time, Judge.
Yeah.
Real quick, it's in sugarcane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
It's in
That's why
sugarcane.
they say it's so good for you.
Sugar
The
cane.
juice.
Tell that to diabetic person, they go, oh my gosh, I can't touch that. My doctor said I can't touch it.
Okay.
It's in sugarcane.
Oh, and that's so natural.
And that's why molasses is so good. Sometimes there's a one called, what do you call it? Politiput.
Politipot.
Politiput is actually.
Political.
It's
Is
like
it from the
It's a
Philippines?
yes.
yung bao ba? Yung
bao?
you will
Hindi.
Ano yun?
Hindi. It's
the
molasses.
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 Isn't that a Ilocano name for molasses?
No,
He knows more
hindi.
than I do.
Mm-mm.
Filipino stuff.
Ano ba?
Sorry.
It's the best. Actually, it's one of the best things to make barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
No.
the molasses.
It's the
Okay.
molasses.
Gosh.
Politiput comes from your sugar canes.
Okay. Wow.
That's why molasses is actually good for you.
Yeah.
Molasses is full of minerals.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they want to visit you guys, where do they go?
Our clinic is in Scout Unit 402, FSS 1 Building, Scout Tuason Street, Barangay Laging Handa, Quezon City.
Right.
It's in front of the Original Max restaurant.
Right. Now, we also open up another one up in the hills. So if you want to come and see us, call us about our numbers and we'll let
Our
you give it
number
the
is
rest.
376-4486.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks so much. Until we see each other again.
Thank you for having us.
Informative show, especially for the nanays, the tatays, the kids. And of
Yes.
course, we're always thinking about our soldiers in
Yeah,
Manila.
absolutely. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Fight on, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Mix.
Thank you.
This has been another episode of Education Radio here on DZRJ 810 AM. 8 Try Media. Hasta luego, everyone.
Hasta luego.
Mga usaping pang-edukasyon, iba't ibang bagay na karaniwang hindi napapansin, ngunit kailangan sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay. Education Radio. Tara na, makipagtalakayan at matuto kasama si Pia Morato. Education Radio, tuwing Sabado alas 9 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga, dito lang sa DZRJ 8 Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. Ito ang DZRJ 810 AM. H-Rai Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.